Group 1, YieldMax. This is a brand new way of doing things over at YieldMax. YieldMax has made an announcement that they've separated their monthly or their 4 weekly payments into weeklies now, which is a massive change. It's catching up with their competitors. It is bringing a new light to the YieldMax crew. Is it going to be a good move? Is it going to be a bad move? Nobody knows. Nobody can predict the future. But it is going to be able to potentially compound your investment a little bit quicker. But also, I mean, the negative is that it could compound those losses a little bit quicker as well, right? So today's video, we're talking about group number 1. So there's only now 2 groups. I guess physically there's 3 groups, but all I'm going to be talking about are 2 of them. So what happens on Tuesdays is that YieldMax took their former weeklies. These are the ones that paid out every week anyways. And now they're announcing the distributions on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, it's going to be the X distribution day. So what you'll notice tomorrow, depending on market fluctuations, if it's been anything like the last few days here, then it could go down, it could go up, but it most likely will drop at least the price of the distribution that I'm announcing to you today. And then payday for most humans is going to be on Thursday. Pretty incredible, right? So group 1, new payment date is Thursdays. Tomorrow I'll make another video. It'll be on group 2. It's going to be announced tomorrow morning, 6:55 a.m. Usually you can find it on Twitter as an example. And then, so that would be Wednesday. Its X distribution date is Thursday, and its payday is on Friday. So that's what we're going to talk about the next couple of days here. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Mike. The channel's name is Health and Wealth. We finally reached 10,000 subscribers late last week. So thank you so much for hitting that subscribe, the like button, sharing this video with your friends. So happy to be here and share this content with you. Yeah, it's been a great year, that's for sure. So let's go take a look at the new website. By the way, YieldMax has a new website. It's flashy. It's looking good. Here it is right here. It's got a lot of movement to it. And, I've just kind of looked at it for about 5 minutes. Super simple to use, really easy to find. So it's YieldMaxETFs.com. I just clicked on the news tab right here, but we can go back to the home tab. Here's what it looks like. Pretty good, right? So let's go into our first distribution here. So this one is for me, a popular one. I haven't invested in it at all, but down the road, maybe I will. It's CHPY paying out 40 cents this week, 40 cents for CHPY. Its share price continues to rise here over the last 5 days. It's still up incredibly here, even though I guess NVIDIA has done very well, right? In the chip world, semiconductor world. But since this bad boy came out, it's up 25% share price, which is incredible. Plus, we can scroll down here. Look at that new website. Pretty fancy here. We can scroll down and take a look at all of the distributions it's paid out so far. You can see here 40 cents is right in line with what it normally does, usually hovering from about 38 cents all the way up to 41 cents. A couple times it hit 42, and then, a couple times it hit 35 cents, but it's been super consistent, plus up 25% since it's come out. Just an incredible fund so far. Will there be a bubble? Will something burst? I mean, that's for you to take some risk management and figure out what are you going to do if there is a bubble pop here. What are you going to do with your money, right? So for me, I'm securing myself. I'm taking cash, right? Taking cash from the distributions, just 20% of every distribution. Going to go into a nice little pile for cash over here. And then from there, if something happens, then I have something to invest on a dip if that does happen. By the way, I'd love for us to take a look at a message from my sponsor, Mumu. Right now, Mumu has an amazing promotion where new users can earn free NVIDIA stock. That's right, up to $1,000 worth of NVDA shares, depending on your deposit amount. Plus, you can earn 8.1% API on idle cash, so your money is working for you right away. But what really makes Mumu stand out are the tools. On mobile, You get a fully customizable watch list that shows live price and percentage changes. Tap on any stock and instantly pull up candlestick charts, switch between chart types, and even add technical indicators like RSI and Bollinger Band. You can draw your own trend lines and support lines, and all of your work syncs seamlessly across the desktop and the mobile platform. And for research, Mumu has automatic charts, stock screeners, and even a pattern finder that identifies setups like double tops or bottoms for you. So not only can you kick things off with free NVIDIA stock, you also get some fantastic trading tools to help take you to the next level, all in one app. All right, welcome back. By the way, if you could do me a huge favor, click on the link that's in the pinned comment down below. Also in the description of the video, that's the Mumu link. Go take a look at it. It's so incredible, as I just explained to you. And thank you so much. Let's take a look at a couple others here. Next one we're going to look at is Feet. Feet, F-E-A-T. This is my first time looking at it. Now, no payments. It looks like no payments for Feet or FIVY. They're kind of new to the weekly fund here, so I'm guessing next week will be the payments for those ones. Feet and FIVY. There's Feet share price. It's down since it's come out, that's for sure. But this is YieldMax Dorsey Wright Feature 5 Income ETF. Since it's come out, down 32% in share price, but a lot of that had to do with February till April. But since April till now, it's only down about, 55 cents-ish. But you did get a distribution every single time there for that. So that's kind of interesting. Let's take a look at Feet over here on YieldMax's website. Something I've never really paid attention to at all. But there you go. There's all of the distributions. It was every 4 weeks. Now it's going to be down to weekly. So, I mean, it's not science here. This is not a scientific number. But, I mean, you could take that number and divide it by 4. You can take an average of their distributions divided by 4, seeing as it's now going to come out weekly. That should give you an idea of what you're going to receive, but it's not set in stone, right? It depends on their performance with their calls, and how the market performs, all of that good stuff, of course. Let's take a look at FIVY itself here. Kind of the same deal in terms of share price. This one's faring a little bit better. So this is YieldMax Dorsey Wright Hybrid 5 Income ETF. So this one's down 21% in share price. Again, that February is when it had its huge dip down to April 4th. And then from April 4th till now, it's actually up 12%. So that's pretty good. Plus, you got a distribution that entire time. And I have to share with you, I've probably never looked at either of these two. So this is kind of the first time. And it's paying out lower than the Feet one is here. But again, you can kind of divide that by 4, get a good idea of how much it's going to pay out weekly, depending on the market, up or down. This is not financial advice, by the way. Go do your own research. I'm just sharing the news with you. Thanks so much for being here, by the way. Let's take a look at some of the other weeklies here that have traditionally been weekly. So the next one is going to be GPTY, your AI tech portfolio here, paying out 31 cents this week. GPTY share price since it's come out here, down only 4% or $2 since it's come out. That's pretty good considering it is paying out a pretty great distribution every single week here. There's that 31 cents, and you can see it's right in line with the last 2 weeks, and then the 2 weeks before that were a little bit higher. But 31 cents is pretty close to what they pay out almost every single week. The epitome of consistency sitting here with LFGY. And, since it had its, or GPTY, sorry about that. Since it's had its downswing in April, it's really cooked all the way back up 35% in share price. So we say that it's down 4.49%, but I mean, take a look since April till now. It's done fantastic. If we kind of bring that down a little bit here for the last 6 months, you can kind of see that right there. It's been really, really good. Or even over the last month, which has been super volatile, very tumultuous. Say that word with me, everybody. Tumultuous. It's been good. 3.22% over the last month, and over the last 5 days here, just down to 0.38%. Remember, tomorrow it should go down even more with the price of the distribution, depending on if the market takes off or if it continues to kind of have a tough time out there. Oh, by the way, this week I didn't post any videos. I was doing real estate. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you some of the things that have been going on. So if you're interested in hearing about what I do outside of my full-time job and outside of YouTube, I'll share that at the very end of the video with you. Just some fun stories of a new realtor and life going on. Next is LFGY. Wow, that's a good one. 58 cents on the LFGY. That's the crypto play. LFGY. Okay, so there we go. Since it's come out down 30% in share price, it started at $55 in January, had a massive downswing here till April 4th, but from then till now up 14.51%. LFGY is paying out a pretty good distribution here. You can see 58 cents, 51. It's hovering from 40 all the way up to 58 cents weekly. That's been phenomenal. Look at all of the payments it's given out so far, and it just continues to produce for the people that own it. So congratulations if you're an owner of LFGY. Let's go to the next one. QDTY, 24 cents on QDTY. Here's the share price. Let's go over since it's come out, down 12%. It has been out since February the 14th. Over the last month, down 0.67 cents. And then in the last 5 days, down 1.93. I think that's to be expected. I think the market had 2 out of the last 5 days were productive in the positive sense. And then that means that 3 out of those 5 days it's been down. So, you know, that kind of stands true with QQQs here. QDTY, let's go take a look at the distributions. There's 25 cents the last 2 weeks in a row. So it's hovering anywhere from, 17 cents. There's a 16, there's a 12 way back in June, all the way up to, it looks like kind of 28 cents might have been its highest distribution. There's a 31. But, in the recent couple of weeks, 25 cents seems to be kind of the norm, in that mid 25 cent range. Next, we have RDTY, the Russell's 26 cents this week. RDTY over the last 5 days, down 1.32%. The Russell's been cooking over the last month and a half, 2 months, 3 months or so. But I mean, since this thing came out, down 10% share price, but it has paid out the most out of Q, R, and SDTY. But also just to remember, this is more of a small cap type of fund. And usually when we have a market correction, dip, blip, bubble, throw a word out there, the Russell usually is the one that gets hit harder than every other major fund out there. So yeah, be cautious with that. That's for sure. Also, I put out a tweet today. Take a look at the banks. Watch their stocks. Usually the banks are the first ones to go, right? So if the bank goes down, the rest of the market, a lot of the rest of the market follow it. So, watch your bank stocks out there to kind of predict the future. And, exercise caution, especially since we've been in such a long, prolonged month over month bull market. Next, we have SDTY. This one should be the lowest, and it is, right? 14 cents. It's the most stable out of all 3 of those. And I mean, the share price here over the last, since it's come out, down 9.51%. So it's doing pretty well, that sense here over the last, look at that. Over the last 5 days, there's 2% of that 9, right? So since it's come out, if we ignored this week, it would be down 7%. Plus, you got a distribution that entire time. So this one is on the S&P 500. The calls that they write are on the S&P 500. You can see the distributions are quite a bit lower than both R and QDTY, but 14 cents for that. Got a few more here, and by the way, thank you for tuning in. If you guys can hit the like, the subscribe, I'm going to try and pump it up. Let's see how many we can get to before Christmas. I'm going to keep pumping out the content, and if you enjoy it, I hope you stick around to see where we get to before Christmas. All right, next one, SLTY, Salty, an inverse fund, if you will. They pick what they think are going to be just absolute dogs or losers in the stock market that are extremely volatile. One that I personally am not involved in or interested in in the slightest, because and I want to be proven wrong, but a lot of the inverse type funds at YieldMax are not doing so well. There's one winter that's doing pretty well just because MicroStrategy or strategy is kind of going down a lot. But I'm not going to be invested in SLTY personally. But it is paying out 46 cents. There's a share price, $39. It's only been out since August 22nd. So we're, coming up on 2 months here. And in that 2 months is down 20% in share price. Bull market, right? Bull market. SLTY could be, what an idea, right? Maybe that could be a hedge for you. I don't know. Not something I pay attention to. Do your own research for sure. But there are its distributions. So far about 6 or 7 there. 46 cents this week. 61, 63, 63. So this is going to be the lowest payment in SLTY history. Let's do the next one. This is the one that I am interested in because I am invested in it. It is ULTY, ULTY. Very, very consistently paying out 9 cents here now. That is multiple weeks in a row. Let's take a look at the last 5 days here, down 10 cents in share price in the last 5 days. Not good. Not good. I'm not a big fan of that. I am still in accumulation period here. I still have about 600 shares to buy before I've kind of capped myself out on it. But, I would love it to be kind of stable, flat, and still paying out my distribution every week. That would be ideal. But you can see here, 4 days ago, had a massive dip there. Yeah, massive dip. Oof, that's crazy. Let's go all the way from up here to here, down 5%. All right, there you go. So since it's come out, everybody, this is what a lot of people look at. It's down 72% share price, but since March the 12th till now, let's go to the 14th, and now it's down 16% share price. So it continues to go down, even though that strategy change that was implemented to make it weekly, it's still going down, right? So let's hope that they can get a cork to stop the bleeding on the share price going down. I know, though, the last few days have been very, very up and down, a lot more down than up, though. So that has a lot to do with that right there. But for me, I'm going to continue buying. I'm at about 900 shares right now. So I guess it's about 500 more to go. And then that will be it for me with ULTY. Here's the ULTY webpage over at YieldMax. There's the distribution. So we're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 weeks in a row now of paying 9 cents. What's the math on that? 72 cents in that 8 weeks. Pretty good. 2 months. And then it was something like 6 weeks before that was 10 cents. Pretty impressive stuff. So it is consistently paying 9 or 10 cents a share. All right, next we got 2 left here. We got YMAG paying out 20 cents. YMAG, 20 cents for YMAG over the last 5 days, down 2.31%. Since it's come out, down 24%. It's not too bad. 24%, if you're new here, you're like, what the heck? I'm not investing in that. I don't blame you looking at that 24%. But remember what you're getting, and that is income. You're getting a distribution every single week from this one. All of the ones we've talked about so far today, except for 2. But there's your 20 cents right there. So that should mean that next week should be the low week on this one, something to expect. It does like a 4-week cycle every 4th week here. It goes a little bit lower. So that's something to think about for next week. Don't get alarmed by that. And then we have one left here. It is YMAX paying out 17 cents per share. And again, our payment dates are today's Tuesday announcement. Wednesday is the X date. Thursdays are the payment dates now. For YMAX here, it's down 24%. Since it's come out over the last 5 days, down 2.28%. Am I on the right one? I'm not on the right one, everybody. Scratch the last 10 seconds from your life. Since it's come out, down 36% in share price, or $7.40 in the last 5 days, down 2%. Pretty close to YMAG there. And then here's where we can see the distribution so far. 17.15, right? So, wow, 8 cents. That was pretty low. You know, one thing to pay attention: as the share price of these things come down, so does the distribution output to you. You know, it could be a good idea to create stop losses. It could be a good idea to have a plan. It could be a good idea to cap what you've invested in and take that money and go invest it into something stronger that you believe in down the road. One of the things I'm doing to protect myself is just opening up a cash position. And I mean, I'm not recommending anything to anybody, but for me, what I did this week when I got my payment was I took, I think it was about $248. It was $248 I got from NVIDIA. So what I did is I took 200, paid off the margin. I had $544 in margin to spend, or that I had spent. So 200 went to go pay down the margin. And then 48 is sitting in my cash, or my account as cash, waiting for a rainy day to invest it. Maybe multiple rainy days in a row with then a couple of green days in a row after that to invest it. So that's the plan over here. That's the group one, or week one, group one. Tomorrow we'll do group two, which is going to be pretty darn interesting because it's going to have, I think it's Coney in there, and Hui, which are going to hopefully pay out 4 weeks worth, so they could be massive. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to be group two tomorrow. I'm excited about that one because that'll be my first time getting payments for NVIDIA, Misty, Coney, Hui, all at the same time. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped for that for sure. So real estate. If you guys didn't know, I'm in real estate right now. Can I do this? Can I do this? There's my card. And so I went out and I did an open house this weekend for a friend of mine. Really good. I made some digital content for it. I got a ton of people's feedback, loving it. I took my drone with me. But in between people coming in to look at the house, I put a video together pretty quickly, and even the real estate agent's house, that's who's selling it, he's now using that content himself. So what I got out of it was a new potential client. So that was cool. But unfortunately, after me booking houses for the family to look at, she has decided to go with her uncle who lives very far away. It's a terrible decision, but I mean, loyalty to your family. So rejection is the big thing that's happening right now as a new realtor. Tons and tons of rejection. I got to get used to it, everybody. Got to get used to it. I had a lead my first week in real estate. I finally got to meet up with her today, 2 months later. And we looked at her house, and in sales, if you're ever trying to sell something, somebody's going to get sold. Either the client's going to get sold or you're going to get sold. Well, I got sold today on the price that she wants to list her house. It's on the lake, but you know, it's not the nicest house in the world. It's okay. Even she admits that it's probably going to get torn down. It's on the lake, though. And so I looked at other prices around that it got sold. Only one's been sold in the last 3 years on that entire side of the lake. And it sold for $750,000. 3 got terminated this like in the last few months here. Nobody sniffed at those. So I was thinking around the same price. But then she said there's one more house that's sold 3 doors up. It's not on the listings anywhere. And it sold for $1.1 million. They came in, tore the house down. They're rebuilding a mansion. She's like, I think we could do that at this house too. Guess who got sold? So we're not doing it till the spring, but I asked her one last question. I said, it's kind of awkward, but I wanted it to be awkward. I said, I have one last serious question for you. And she goes, okay. I said, how do you feel we would work together? How well do you think we would work together? And she was like, pretty good. I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, what are you thinking? Like over the moon? I said, I was hoping for over the moon. We both laughed, and boom, I got myself a most likely agreement for that property. So let's hope we can get in the near $900,000 mark for it. So that's been real estate so far. I've got a whole bunch of postcards coming to me tomorrow. So I'm going to go out door to door. Canada Post is on strike, so I can't deliver them. So I'm going to hand deliver these out to potential buyers $2,500. So I'm working pretty hard to be able to quit the day job and then go to real estate, and of course do this YouTube for fun here. But that's the life of a salesperson. Rejection, and you can't get too mad about rejection. It happens. It's normal, and so that's what's been happening in my life so far. But yeah, if you want to hear more about that kind of stuff, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys are entertained by my content, and I hope that you have a wonderful night. My name is Mike. The channel's name is Health and Wealth. Bye for now.